Hello everyone, this is Amanda with the LiveCoin Q&A. In this video we're going to take a look at 3 different viewer submissions that we got in our email. This first one is from Arnulfo A, and it says, "Hello, nice day. Do you think this penny can be a double given obverse?" The coin they submitted is this 1969S Lincoln Memorial Cent. And I've never heard anyone use the term double given obverse, but I suspect that they're asking if it might be a double die obverse. So the 1969S Lincoln cents are one of the most common coins that we get submitted to our email, and that is because everyone is looking for the 1969S FS101 Double Die obverse. There are a ton of YouTube videos out there that mainly focus on how much it is worth, and the dollar amount that it does go for is pretty significant. With videos like that out there, a ton of new collectors actually set out determined to find one of them, but the probability of them finding one is actually not very high. With how long we've been doing this, we've probably had hundreds of 1969S Lincoln cents submitted to us, maybe even thousands of them. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think we have only had 3 that have actually ended up being the FS101 Double Die after we looked at it. So they're not very common to find. With all of that being said, to answer the viewer's question, we are going to compare the photo of their coin to the pictures on Variety Vista for the FS101 Double Die. We do have permission from Dr. Wiles to use these for educational purposes, and these are very good images. So, I've got the viewer's coin on the left-hand side, and on the right you will see the Variety Vista photos. This FS101 Double Die is extremely strong, and you can see it with the naked eye without really looking under a loupe or a microscope. So even though we don't have close-ups of the viewer's coin, we can tell whether or not it is the FS101 from a full obverse photo. Their photo is a little blurry and out of focus, but you can clearly see compared to the photos on the right-hand side that Liberty and the date on their coin does not appear to match the FS101. With this next slide, we've got the rest of the photos from Variety Vista, and as you compare them to this coin, In God We Trust definitely does not match, because if this was the FS101 and you looked at In God We Trust on this coin, you would pretty much be seeing double vision. As you can see with the Variety Vista photos, it is very strongly and clearly doubled, and you can tell from the photos of this coin it is not a match. The next viewer submission is from Kevin C, and this email said, "I can't seem to find an explanation for this anomaly on the internet. Can someone please advise me on how this could have been caused? It looks pretty cool to me." Here is the coin that Kevin submitted. As you can see, this is a Lincoln Memorial Cent from the 1970s, but that last digit isn't readable and it has something kind of funky going on with it. And that is what we're going to focus on. Looking at the obverse design elements on this coin, it looks like this coin would fit in the date range of 1974 to 1979. Here is a close-up of the date and the mint mark on this coin. If you go on eBay and you search for Lincoln Cent Slanted 1, that search will pull up numerous coins that look very similar to this one. Some of those sellers will be advertising them as minting errors or varieties, and unfortunately those listings and the information those sellers provide is incorrect. This is actually the result of the last digit being damaged by a coin rolling or a coin counting machine. Sometimes it is harder to tell that, especially for newer collectors, because as the coins get heavily circulated, the circulation wear and the toning helps to disguise the damage that it was originally caused by the machines. So the short answer to Kevin's question is that this is actually post-mint damage. And the last viewer submission we're going to take a look at is from Paul B. His email said, "Hi, I just came across these coins. Do I need to get them graded or keep them how they are if I want to sell them in the future?" So before we get into that question, we're going to take a look at all three of the coins that were in this email first. We generally don't like it when people submit more than one coin per email, but these were all pretty similar and I thought it would make a good topic in this video. So the first one is a 1987 off-centered strike Lincoln cent. One really common problem that these off-centered strikes on copper-plated zinc cents have is that they usually have very badly compromised or damaged copper plating, and that exposes the zinc that is underneath it. And when the zinc is exposed to the atmosphere, the zinc actually starts to deteriorate. And this 1987 example, this one appears to have a large amount of the zinc exposed. The second coin is a 1988D off-centered strike Lincoln cent. Looking at these photos, I'm not seeing as bad of the extent of exposed zinc that I was seeing on the previous coin. I am seeing a spot near the mint mark and also a spot on Lincoln's shoulder that could be zinc deterioration or they could be carbon spots. It's hard to tell. And I'm also seeing some plating blisters on this coin. The third coin is a 1989 off-centered Lincoln Memorial cent. I'm seeing some exposed zinc on the reverse of this coin, both on the right side of the memorial building and also around 1 cent. I also notice that there is something behind Lincoln's neck, and from the photo it looks like it might be part of a die clash, unless it is just some kind of weird reflection going on. One positive thing that all three of these coins have going for them is that they all have a fully readable date. With off-centered strikes, examples that do have a readable date tend to sell for a higher amount than those that don't. So with both the negatives and the positives being pointed out about these coins, I did go take a look at eBay just to get a general idea of what similar examples have been selling for. From what I saw, all three of these would fall into a range of between $10 and $30 most likely, which is mainly dependent on the year and the extent of zinc deterioration that they have on them. And if that is an actual die clash on the 1989, which I feel like that is a clash and that's part of the memorial column on the back of Lincoln's neck, that might add a little bit of a premium depending on if more of the clash is visible than what I could see in the photos. Considering all these factors, since the main goal is to eventually sell the coins, it wouldn't be worth investing the cost and fees involved with having these professionally graded. When you're sending either minting errors or die varieties to the grading companies, there is an additional fee involved for the attribution service. So my recommendation for these would be to store them in airtight capsules, and that can maybe slow down any further zinc deterioration than what has already happened. Then when you reach the point of trying to sell them, I would sell them as raw examples like they are now. Collectors who buy mint errors are typically going to know what they're looking at when they're buying them, and they're not going to need an official label from a grading company telling them what they are. That was all I had prepared for this video. If you have coin or currency questions that you need help with, please email your question and clear photos to info@livecoinqa.com, and we will be happy to help you with your questions. And as always, thank you for watching.